Nothing I see in this room, on this street, from this window, in this place, means anything. This is essentially the foundation for all the workbook. That's why it's lesson 1. A lot of people say this is all you need, but I would differ. That yes, this is all you need for the first part of the course. Hopefully you got a chance to read the introduction to the course within the PDF, but also this indicates that there is 2 parts to this course. One that would be breaking down your ideas of what you believe the world is, and the other will be building up a new foundation, a new essence of what recognition of the truth what is in store for you. So it's pretty exciting to think that to get started, we start out with an idea like this. Nothing I see in this room means anything. So please put this into real honest practice. Not picking everything, but just not selecting anything as better or worse, just simply looking at whatever you're looking at and recognizing or telling yourself, not necessarily recognizing, don't stress about it too much, it's okay, this computer does not mean anything. This light does not mean anything. This symbol does not mean anything. This flute does not mean anything. Try to be calm, keep it together, but essentially the idea is starting to break down the synapses in your brain, starting to rewire everything. You can't completely rewire everything, and you won't, but you can't unless you choose to think again or choose to think differently. So this whole course is about trying to think differently. So healing your mind is essentially healing from all the problems, the childhood's trauma that you've been through and all these difficulties where you've made different ideas, different judgments, different beliefs about the way your world works, what you are, who you are, and what others are thinking about you, and all of this stuff that brings up phobias and concerns and stresses throughout your day. In order to rewire yourself to have a sense of peace and to recognize peace is your inheritance, you have to let go of all of this old stuff, this old ideas. So it does take a willingness to really want to see this differently, want to think about this differently, a real dedication to honestly, and if you really put it to real honest practice, to look at something and not just say that this doesn't mean anything, but really to start to see that all the meaning and definitions is everything I've been giving it to it, that I make it mean something. And so this in itself, no matter what you're looking at, does not actually mean anything. I know when I was first going through this, my eyes laid on my wife, and I had to say it without judgment. And did it bring up a lot of stuff? Absolutely. Because it was my concern at the time. And of course my wife doesn't mean, wow, better watch my mouth. Of course my wife means something. What do you mean it doesn't mean anything? Well, as this course will get more into, all throughout this practice, yes, it is true. The truth remains to be true. You will discover the truth. But to get there, we need to just simply recognize this is what we're doing in our minds. This is not actually taking anything from the world. It's not making anyone less worthy or less lovable or anything. This is just about our own little noggins, okay? About what we believe and understand the world to be. We are making this little disconnect and disassociation to everything being out here, and we're just going to focus in here. Now, eventually it does unite, but in this recognition, we need to start to realize that we have been in our heads, and we think it's everywhere. We think all of our thoughts are in this person, and all of our feelings are over here, and this thing's triggering me, and all this stuff. But really, it's always been in here. It's always been our consciousness projecting outward. So as we're coming into this understanding, also recognize that the text is very useful. This course and the lessons are just to build on the text. So as you take the time to read or listen to the text, it is available on YouTube from the Foundation of Inner Peace, who is currently the head publisher of this course. You can find it there on YouTube and listen to it. You don't worry about listening to the entire thing all the time or in perfect order. On YouTube, they are in big segments, so listen to them randomly, displaced all throughout it. That's perfectly acceptable. Just follow your heart, but be sure to participate with the text as well as the lessons. This will make it make a lot more sense and really bring comprehension to your mind. So it's pretty exciting. Thanks for being here. Remember, I don't mean anything. When I look around and see nothing means anything, I am learning how to think differently. I am disconnecting my association to my own definitions. Ultimately, we realize that the world is based off our definitions. There is nothing like this, the physical world, in and outside here like we think it is. It is all the spiritual nature of the universe. And we, as our psyches, distort the reality of the spiritual nature of our universe. And so we want to disconnect from our definitions so that we can start to see it as it actually is.